Hello and
You'll do great.
welcome everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land to the third session of the New Embrace campaign. Now, before we jump right into the action, as per usual, we do have a few short announcements to make. The first one on the list is open slots. Wow, I really have to update that. Why do I keep forgetting until game time every single game? We have open slots available for anybody interested in jumping in on any of the fun or any of the action that we're about to have. Currently, that Friday early game is going to be starting the first week of the new year. That's going to be our session 0, where the party gets to sit down and choose which homebrew campaign they will be playing through, as a couple of the players have already expressed that they only want to play homebrew. So that's what we're going to be doing. But you can see on this game that we do homebrew fairly well here, so it'll be a lot of fun. Additionally, please consider donating. If you want to donate to us, you can help the party a little bit, hinder the party a little bit, give them an ominous warning, or even offer specific items to them at my discretion, of course. You are not giving this level 2 party a deck of many things. It's not happening. In fact, nobody is getting a deck of many things. If anybody had that anticipation, throw that out of your mind. No deck of many things in my worlds. It's just not fun. Yeah, sorry, Jason. It's not fun. It's not going to happen. But outside of that, we also have projects that I am working on, and this list is going to be expanding in the near future as well. So this week was my last week at my day job, technically night job, and now I am a full-time professional dungeon master as my exclusive business endeavor. So players, all of you, thank you so very much for helping me make this dream possible. I could not have possibly done it. Literally, you guys are the ones making me do it. So it's been a fantastic time. I love this job. It is stressful beyond belief. I want to smash my head against the wall most of the time, but it's so much fun. But that's what it takes to be a DM. So it's been a great time. But yeah, more projects in the near future, more games in the near future, more consistency, more role play, more activities on the side. It's going to be a lot of fun here. So definitely tune in and keep up with what we are doing. Lastly, I don't have a command for this because it's just one of those general knowledge things. If anybody has Amazon Prime, that means you also have Twitch Prime, which means all you have to do is link those two accounts together, and each month you have a free subscription. It's a free $5 sitting in your pocket, doing nothing, that you can only use in this way. So subscribe to a channel. It doesn't have to be to this one, but any channel out there on Twitch. If you like their emotes, you want to support what they do, it means a lot to most content creators, and it's a free thing that you can do each and every single month. Yeah, if you want to do it for Critical Role, I'm not going to fucking bark at you. I mean, I pay for Critical Role each month. No. Yeah, it makes sense. Support them. They're fucking amazing.
Yep.
But aside from CR, give it to another small community, please. Just, there's them and then nobody in between. Just, And aside from that, while you are watching the stream, that's during any of the streams, you are accruing Nat 20s. This name's going to be changing. I don't know what the fuck these things are. It tells me that you can spend these and you can unlock highlighted messages and other fun things around emotes and special modifications to the emotes. Sure, you accrue them for watching. Go ahead and watch and accrue as many as you want. And spam my chat with all of the useless little posts. It'll be fun. But anyways, I think that is all that we need to go over. So, Zen, would you like to give us a recap? What happened last time here in the world of Solemn?
Last session on New Embrace, the party was a bit split up. Kothar upstairs with the current residents of this abandoned home. Can everybody hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. Kothar being upstairs with the current residents of the home, a orc, very large orc, and what was he? Gnome.
The other monstrous
and
race.
The other monstrous race were keeping hostage a elf by the name of Inglace. The other parts of the party were downstairs in the basement, and after they messed with a mechanism in the room, had caused a banging noise, alerting the two monsters. They made their way down, going to confront what this noise was. Solaris hid himself under a table, and after a quick volley of a chair being thrown at part of the party, Solaris quickly convinced the orc to go away. The orc grabbing the gnome decided to go away for the hour, and the party proceeded to decide what they were going to do. Getting past a few mechanisms, keeping the door shut, the party was able to get into the basement where the smell of death and decay quickly filled the area. N had noticed that something devilish was hiding in the room. An imp was floating around hiding, a bit curious with the party messing with Solaris. N had come to find out that this imp was the first through the door, a bit of a bullied one, and it was talking about the others were going to come through, and was able to build some information, and the party quickly moved on, saying goodbye to this imp. As the party moved through this lower section of the mansion, they found these rooms that were marked with different initials. After opening one of the doors, they realized that these were tombs of families that had lived here in this mansion, and noticing that some of the tombs themselves were empty, no longer holding the dead residents. Quickly, the party moved forward where they could hear some noises coming through one of the doors. Kothar was able to recognize a undead caster, a licton, that had risen some of the residents to an undeadhood in his service. The party quickly decimated and destroyed the licton, destroying all of the people that were brought back from the dead. The party quickly figured out kind of what was going on, and Solaris had found a book that had discussed a bit about necromancy. Rowan, in her wolf
Start that one over. Starting to go roboto.
Locate the pool. Oh, sorry. Good?
Now you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Rowan, in her wolf form, was able to locate deeper down the dungeon where this puddle that we were looking for that would lead us towards the portal, able to track through the darkness a little easier. In that time, Gabriel had found another alcove location that had 6 bars across it and some sort of creature with one eye sitting behind it. Gabriel, being curious, got close and grabbed and found that this monstrosity, abyssal in nature, we aren't sure, but it was definitely abnormal to the world, and it had spoke about it being tested and used for magical research and imbuing power into some sort of scientific experiment. The party quickly left and moved on to the portal where noises were coming forward from them.
Alrighty. So, thank you very much for that recap. So, as all of you have begun looking down this corridor and hearing the echoing voices cascade all the way up, it's an eerie sensation, and the moisture in the air seems to thicken, but it's not stale in nature. It's more intensified with some indescribable substance around it. You look down at the very tight hallway that leads downstairs further beneath this mansion than even the basement that you are all currently standing at. The walls seem to shift from that solid, smooth, stone-like nature to a much more ornate and well-constructed, intentional, ceremonious chisel and sculpt. Now, as you all look down this corridor, who's the first one walking down?
Gabriel always tries to be the vanguard.
All right.
In front.
If you all want to put yourselves on this image, this is not a map, this is just a visual assistant in what you are going to be seeing. A little bit of a visual aid. I guess that's what they call it, huh?
It looks damp.
Where's the front? Up or down?
Up. The way you are facing is the way you are heading. That's what I'm going to be doing with these visual aids. Now, as you look down, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze on this staircase. Definitely something not constructed for larger builds of creatures and individuals, which is kind of astonishing. Kothar, would you like to roll me a history, please?
Sure.
And is anyone here familiar with the Underdark or anything related to that?
15.
15. All right. No familiarity with the Underdark. Good. Kothar. The script on these walls are elven in nature. The construct, the ornate symbology encrusted into them, even the way that certain chains hang over the ledges in certain areas. It reminds you of, well, something that you've known about in your past. The way that underground civilization used to be erected in order to house the less powerful races from those that were more indigenous to this area. Now, it is no mystery or hidden knowledge that the elves were the first ones to cross over from outer planes onto Solemn. However, there are the indigenous creatures that were here much longer before them. This seems to be some type of very old, very, very well constructed and forgotten place.
Oh my god, Rowan is so much bigger than us.
Rowan is
She's
so much
huge.
bigger.
Why am I so huge?
Swole.
Swollen.
Swollen. There we go.
Hey DM, how do
Thanks.
we add our
Token?
Icon?
Drag.
You click your character on the right-hand side inside of the journal and drag it onto the map.
You said there was
Rowan, you were
Elven
that
script?
big because you opened up your character sheet and used the blown-up image. If you just click and drag how I described it, it brings up the token that is assigned to you instead.
Yeah, click and drag the name. Yeah.
there we go. Okay.
Jura, you said there was Elven script, correct?
Ceremonious script, yes.
Okay. But would it kind of spell it into words? Or is it
Potentially,
just
do you
kind
want to
of-
investigate it?
I was going to have asked Solaris, actually, since he's an elf. And it pointed out to him.
Are you assuming that
Solaris.
elves know how to speak Elvish?
I would assume, yes.
Alright, yeah, okay.
I'll make an ass out of myself.
I will investigate what Kothar is
And-
looking at.
Cable can read Elvish.
Oh, would you like to interact with this as well, then?
Sure.
Go right ahead.
What am I doing?
Investigate. Or are you going to assist Solaris, so Solaris gains advantage?
I'll assist. Sure.
Alrighty.
Okay. Investigation. So that is that.
Rowan, you only need one of you on the map.
I don't know how
That
to get out of
is-
there.
I placed the
That
first
is a
one.
16.
16. Reading through this is a much older version of Elven. However, the amount of information you're going to gain is dependent on if you understand the greater language above Elvish, which is Sylvan. Do you?
I do not believe so, no.
Gabriel, do you?
Sylvan? No. Abyssal is Abyssal close enough?
Little different. Different scripts. You're
More
trying.
guttural.
Yeah. You're trying to read something in Russian compared to what would I say? Japanese. There are similarities, but not that many.
Yeah.
But anyways, that just makes it a bit more difficult to discern more. That's all. You can still kind of understand it since you understand Elvish. It's the same script.
Okay.
So, as you begin reading through and you start looking at the symbology, it seems ritualistic. However, there's no innate magic imprinted onto these markings that you were reading through. The ritualistic nature seems to be more ceremonious for something that lies beneath, as it refers to. It refers to a sleeping eye.
Sleeping eye.
That's the best that you can translate it in Elvish.
Hmm.
A sleeping eye.
Most I can discern, Kothar, is this is some kind of ritualistic script, and that something known as the sleeping eye may lie beneath.
So a closed eye.
Possibly.
I mean, I don't know how many people sleep with their eyes open.
There are some.
There's one in this party. Gabriel.
Why?
I'm fairly certain you would be someone who's learned how to sleep with your eyes open. No
Yeah.
problem at all.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Never thought about
That's
it,
all.
but that's true.
That's all I can discern, Kothar. This is an ancient script. It's sort of all over the place for me right now.
They say eyes are the portal to your soul. Maybe it's like a sleeping eye, closed portal.
That is a possibility that I would not sweep under the rug.
It could be. I don't know. I
Well,
mean, things are coming through, and you said that Imp said something about others coming through.
Yes, they said that they were the first, but there were larger beings coming after.
Great.
So, and that would make perfect sense with everything we've learned about what the portal does.
Yeah. Interesting.
Quite.
Well,
I'm sure we'll find out.
yeah, there might be more ahead. Is Rowan still in wolf form? Just wondering.
How long has it been? You guys did not short rest, correct?
No,
No.
we didn't
Rowan,
wait that long.
if you wish to still be in wolf form, you are.
I'm still in wolf form.
Already.
Sweet. I'm just gonna say that Thule is in a little pocket dimension that I keep him in.
Fair enough.
Guess
No AoE
we'll-
killing Thule.
guess
Yes.
We'll move forward a bit.
Sounds good, Gabriel.
Gabriel gets Cloud to stand behind him and look out for traps. And he goes down slowly, keeping his eye out.
Already.
Um,
Sorry, I'm setting up Wolverine a little bit better. Go.
no worries.
Now, whenever you need to post the wolf instead of yourself, you can just click and drag the wolf onto the sheet, and it'll put you there as well. Since
Got it.
its hit points are much different than yours, it matters a lot. Because if it dies, you're still alive. So, as you all begin stepping down here, listening to the quiet echoes of your footsteps, and smelling that foreign substance in the air, that thing that you can't quite put your fingers on, but it's not toxic, it's not guttural, it's just... it's slightly repulsive. As if there's a repellent nature about it that makes you want to stay away from it. Wolverine, it's affecting you much more greatly than it's affecting everybody else.
You said it's ahead of us, or it's just all around us?
It's emanating from this corridor, this staircase that you are currently walking down.
Oh, by the way, I still have my little pebble that is lit up with light,
Already?
which is just an important note.
Yes, it is.
Can I see anything or hear anything?
Would you like to
Other
roll a
than-
perception check and find out?
Yes. Ooh, 12.
You still hear these slight quieted murmurs coming from further down, and as you continue walking down this location, the murmurs are increasing, to the point where you can discern it as chanting. Now, Wolrin, you are the first one to start hearing the chanting, discerning exactly what it is everybody's saying. However, Solaris, Gabriel, all cascading down start hearing it as well. Gabriel, you understand it.
Uh-oh.
It is in Abyssal that they are chanting. The sequence of the chant begins with a coaxing of the eye. Almost a reverse lullaby, an enticement towards it. To invigorate, to open. The second part of it is an instruction, much more clearly spoken than the other part. Come on through. Sit down to the side. Wait for your brethren.
That's it? I look back and a mouth trouble ahead.
Rowan's hackles rise.
Rowan, what?
Rowan's hackles rise.
Okay. So,
DM, I'd like to go ahead and bonus action turn my 2 sorcery points into another first level spell.
go right ahead.
So wait, we did not take a short rest last time?
No, you did not.
Because
Everyone
we
else
didn't have
is-
much time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fairly pressed on time, and you don't know how far away this is.
That is correct. Okay.
So,
We were going
Alright.
to identify some things, but then we decided not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
you all continue forward, stepping quietly. It's important for me to ask, was anybody planning on stealthing, or are you just walking up?
Gable's trying to be stealthy,
Yeah.
with
I
his
snuff out the light.
sword drawn out.
Okay. Go ahead, everybody roll your stealths.
oh, this will be good.
Yeah, well, especially for me, it's the...
Nice.
Oh, it came out pretty well.
Ooh,
Yeah.
17, not bad.
2 natural 20s in a row.
So if I have it right, it's Gabriel, Solaris, Wolfrin, correct? In order of march?
Yeah.
I was trying to get Cloud to be behind me to look out for traps, but otherwise. I don't know how you can work that.
I can put them in there. It's not an issue.
And you should just carry Rowan, like, with that score. So I don't bump into anything.
Yeah, In would probably be between Rowan and Kothar, just the 2 biggest in the party, just kind of like on either side.
So Kothar's bringing up the rear?
Sure.
Ready?
Sure. I'll bring it through.
With all of you still stepping down this corridor, making your way slowly and quietly, you're all fairly well kept in this. Oh, euthometer. Okay, never mind. Roll initiative.
I just hit the wrong button.
What?
Yeah, thaumaturgy. You're heard. But anyways,
Making an entrance.
of course.
So are we doing initiative? Or?
No, I was being
That's
sarcastic.
a joke. That's a joke.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, as you all keep stepping down slowly and quietly, Gabriel, you notice there's a little bit of slosh on some of the stairs that you have to be a bit more careful about, but you're already moving pretty slowly and quietly, so you're not terribly worried about slipping up. You just have to point it out to everyone else. Honestly, it was probably the most difficult for you since you're wearing thicker boots than most.
I look back and got everyone's eyes down to the floor and mouth. Watch your step.
Now,
Can't see a fucking thing.
as you keep walking
So
down,
goddamn dark.
you notice brightly lit braziers sitting there
Thank God.
with large red whitish flames just glowing and flowing openly. There's many of them that start emanating light down this hallway as you begin approaching a bit more closely. Now, the quiet footsteps. I'm going to move you up until you're about 10 feet from the corridor itself, and I'm going to bring you all over to the battle map. Give it a second to load. This is a pretty big place. You've stepped down about this far. Single file line as the tight corridor forces you to be in. And you hear the chanting happening somewhere around the corner. Now, Gabriel, you can see inside of this room, correct?
Yeah, I'm half elf.
I'm asking, like, literally, can you see what is in front of you a good ways away?
Yeah, I got it pulled up now. I can see 2 circles down.
Alrighty. So, as you look out, Gabriel, you're the first one to notice these creatures kind of just shambling, looking, crawling, creeping in this area. They're very large with little ingrowths across their body that looks like boils that inverted in on themselves. Very robust and guttural and disgusting. Your immediate instinct goes to undead, but as soon as you notice the jaw inside stretching differently than the lips encompassing this carcass, you realize instead this is some type of fiendish origin, and you see multiples of them. 2, I believe, maybe 3, and they all seem roughly identical to each other. Would you like to roll a religion check?
Sure. Let's see. Religion is not his. Yeah, and
That thing is disgusting.
oh, okay. I look back, point to my eyes, and hold up 3 fingers. You said I see 3 people.
Yes. You think you see about 3 of them right now. And you still hear the chanting.
And then I'm out. Get ready, and then I move down as far as I can to. I move down as far as I can go and still be fairly hidden.
Well, luckily, these creatures do not seem to recognize your footsteps or acknowledge them, so you can take it step by step and move to where you would like to move. Your group stealth is fairly good. Just if you stand wide out in the open, you're going to be easily seen. If they look at you, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I move as far as I think I can, let everyone else come in
So do you...
behind me.
Okay, everyone else. Now, Gabriel, as you lean a bit more closely and you get closer to that bottom brazier, you do realize that the flames emanating off of it do not emanate any type of heat.
So it's a flame, but it doesn't produce heat.
None that you can tell from 5 feet away. And it's a very, very large brazier.
If I wanted to, is there any way to stop the flame?
Do you have anything that could possibly do that?
Probably not.
So the display itself is about a 2 foot tall pedestal with this large bowl that is about 5 feet across in total, sitting on top of it with these large yellow and white flames just growing up and then lowering down.
I stick my sword out and into the flame, and I don't know, see if it's if I notice any reaction, or if it's just a illusion.
You put your blade inside, and your blade glows, but not with the ripened heat of a glow, but the glow of light being projected against metal.
I look back and make sure everyone's coming to the passageway and knows what's going on.
Cloud will be
Yeah.
right behind you. Is anybody else moving closer?
I don't think I can really squeeze past anybody for my size.
No, you could not.
I think just slowly going one by one, like taking our time, trying not to be seen. Is the
Alrighty.
Well, we're going to be seen pretty soon.
So, Gabriel, your allies start walking into. Are you going to push forward a little bit more?
Yeah, I'll push forward slowly until I see a reaction from them or I get too close.
So you're stepping into the middle of the hall?
Yeah.
Okay. Stepping into the middle. They don't seem to be staring off in this direction,
Thank God.
luckily. However, there is, as I stated before, no stealthing in the center of everything without anything being able to look at you.
Gabriel hears in the back, just get on the edge.
Cloud steps
Edge.
closer to the brazier, realizing that there's no heat, and just kind of like swoops back behind it. Thinking small and squeezing in as a small cat person can.
Yeah, if I can sneak along the wall,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tight squeeze being where this flame is, but since it does not produce heat, it does not harm you.
Is there any chance I can even squeeze in there?
No.
Zero?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna stay down at the bottom, stay at the stairs.
All right, step up to where you would like to be. I would like everybody to stop moving, aside from Kothar stepping to where you needed to go. Oh, wrong bottle.
I guess there and like kind of like squatting a little bit.
Okay. As you've stepped out here,
Oh no. Fuck it. They're gonna see me anyways.
as you've all stepped out here, you hear the chanting start up again. Oh, wistful eye to the pool of dead. Glow and blink upon our heads. Open just a wink and allow us through, for our brethren to step through you. There's a little bit of a shake and tremble inside of this cavern. You watch as Wolverine, from your stance up behind this brazier, you can see down into this area, correct?
Where in what area again?
Here,
Not
let me.
quite. I'd have to shift to be able to see that from my screen.
There we go. How's that? Is that better? Can you see down in that area?
Here, I can move mine a little.
Is that where I hear this chanting coming from?
It is. Now, Wolfrin, from your perspective, you see this no-legged creature with long, harsh fangs protruding out of its jawline, incredibly impish-like features, although it is humanoid size, medium size in its nature. About 6 feet tall in total, and its body shifts down into a long tendril that kind of just emanates and swirls beneath it. 2 large web-like wings keep it afloat as it is speaking out this chant and beckoning. You also see directly past it, right about here, there is a large blue slit that seems to shift, almost like you're looking at it from the side, but as if it is fading to open sideways instead. No matter what perspective you take, the shift seems to grow and glow outwards into reality.
I take out my little copper wire, quietly aiming towards Gabriel. I speak into it, and Gabriel hears my voice in his head say, "If we're going to make a move, I think it has to be now."
I look back to Kothar and nod and check to see if everyone else is ready to get moving.
Kothar, did we like feel kind of like a rumble?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's moving forward. Yeah.
Ready. So.
Just as he gets up to where Gabriel's at, he's just gonna yell out, "Hey, plus bags!"
You watch as every creature in this room's attention immediately snaps down to your corridor. And I need you all to roll initiative, please.
Gabriel rolls his eyes and looks forward.
Select your token first before rolling.
I know.
Change it to the
You
first
gotta
thing you
stop
rolled.
him.
I got the same, so
Hey.
it worked out.
Oh man.
Ew.
Shit.
Oh, I need to do Cloud. I should have had his character sheet open already. Or her character sheet open already. Barbarian, you don't have advantage yet, do you?
I'm gonna use one of my advantages though.
Go for it. Roll again. Hey,
Oh.
much better, much better.
Yep,
So,
yep.
first reacting in this order, you all watch as the same devilish creature that I described to Wolfrin steps around. Just kind of flows with that long tendril that now splits in half, and then in half again. And all four of them are moving, barely touching the ground beneath it as the 6-foot-tall creature grows upwards and looks down at each of you. It locks eyes with Kothar and smiles. Ah. So, not all the champions have betrayed their post yet. And
Fucking Christ.
the creature is going to swirl up towards you.
Oh no.
As
There we
it
go.
moves at a blinding pace, Kothar, landing directly in front of you, it lifts its one hand and swipes at you. Does a 17 hit, Kothar?
Yes.
As the hand strikes, you bring your blade up instinctually, trying to block it, and you watch as the hand itself moves through you and scrapes against your head. Immediately,
no.
you are pushed backwards. You suffer 10 points of psychic damage.
Uh,
Okay.
And I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
21.
oh!
You feel it tried reaching into your mind, grabbing at your sanity and retching it through you. But seeing this caustic creature, this destructive force that you are literally born to destroy, you stave your mind off from that grabbing and force it backwards with its claw as it just smiles down at you and goes, "Not as easy as the others."
Motherfucker.
Wolverine, you're next. Or Kothar, which one of you want to go first? It's your choice.
Go ahead, Wolverine.
I'll go first.
Unless you want me to go. Doesn't matter.
I don't know if it's gonna matter much.
Nah, it's all good.
Okay, I will run at the giant bat creature
Okay.
and bite its face, or try to bite its face.
All right, go running up to it. Make your attack. You do have flanking, so 14 will hit. Now, as you reach over and bite at one of the tendrils, you manage to barely scrape against it, and you feel that just doesn't have enough traction against its body. Roll your damage, please.
Sorry, I missed that. Do a what?
Roll your damage for the bite attack.
Oh, I thought I did.
No, that rolled to hit, not the damage. For you, that is 2d4 plus 2.
Dang it.
If you
But
look
now
at
put the slash.
/r space 2d4 plus 2. Seven, not bad. You bite in and you find it difficult to find any traction against this creature. It's very loose, congealing form, difficult to grasp onto, and it seems that your bite just did not affect it as much as you would have liked.
Well, I can't make any more moves, right?
No, you cannot. However, you did bite it.
Great. I feel like it would taste awful.
It does.
I'm assuming.
Kothar. Now, Wolrin, if you would like, you can move around the creature. However, if you leave further than 5 feet away from it, it will get an attack of opportunity against you as a reaction. Or you can just stand where you are.
I'll just move kind of behind it, but stay within the 5 feet of it.
Alrighty, so you move there. Correct?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Kothar, your turn.
I would like to rage hearing its last words it said to me.
Ready. Describe your rage to us.
The already pretty much fallen off bandages that have been covering like his right arm. The same white glow, silvery glow kind of glows around his eyes, and the bandages fall off. There is like what looks like almost like Greek pottery paintings. Almost like branded onto his skin.
Almost like hieroglyphics?
It's like, like Greek pottery paintings of like mythological stories and stuff like that.
Hieroglyphics?
It looks like...
Oh, Greek though. Yeah, I
So
got
like
you.
hieroglyphics, yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Are on his arms. And like up to his chest and stomach.
So, you just
and they all
raged out
glow.
against this creature, and the creature responds by...
Attack.
Go right ahead. 15 hits.
15. 12.
10 plus 2. Now, as you try swinging your blade at it, you really wish that you had something a bit more familiar to you than this weapon, as it's difficult to find the chaotic nature of this creature's body or any solid purchase as you strike out against it.
These ancient relics are useless. Just kind of defends himself, holds back, gets ready for what's about to happen next, and that's my turn.
Solaris, it is now your turn. Little Roboto there.
Oh. But now.
Still Roboto. Yeah, it's lagging like very hard right now. You're not even moving. Seems to be a little better.
Is it better now?
Little better.
Better?
Yes. Go ahead and do what you were about to do.
So just kind of peeking around the brazier, looking at this creature.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any physical feature on this creature, or with my like light knowledge of like any of just like studying fiends in the past, would I think that it has any resistance to fire being a fiend?
Roll me a nature check. Not nature, religion. 14. Most fiends are.
Okay. Well, I really wish he took a rest, but and he just kind of like pulls around the brazier and points his finger and casts Firebolt.
Alrighty, go ahead. It is surprised by you, so you do have advantage.
Oh, goody.
Yes.
All right.
The perk of not being the one that called its aggro. 21 hits.
Yeah. All right. Damage 4.
4. As the bolt of fire goes shooting towards it, you watch it opens its mouth and chomps against it, letting the little bits of flames just flick around the lips and then emanate to the side. It clearly was not that hurt by it, but its chaotic nature enjoyed the pain. All done?
Perfect. All done.
All right, Cloud. Cloud is next. Cloud has so many options. Cloud is going to peek their head out, aim their weapon at it, which I believe is a short bow, and shoot. One more. 11. Pew, pew! Both of them go flying and misses. It appears that Cloud seems a little shaken by this creature, a little disturbed by it, and then is going to bonus action stealth back in their little corner.
Oh man, even with advantage, Cloud missed.
11 does not hit this creature.
Whew.
But Cloud is pretty stealthy.
Yeah, that's good.
Like a ninja. That's all Cloud had. The mains are gonna go. Looking at the creatures, you watch as this one in front of you stares back and goes, "Now, my brethren, come snack."
Ew.
This one goes up to you, Wolverine. This one goes dashing up to you, Gabriel. And this one goes dashing up to you, Wolverine. However, that is their turn. They all had to dash. They are very slow. Gabriel.
So how far off the ground is the main guy's body?
Only about 2 feet or so.
Okay, Gabriel shouts, "Fuck!" and swings down his sword at the creature. Originally, I was going to do a front roll over to here to see over there, but I don't know. Can I sweep through him and then loop back around somehow? I mean, that's with him.
Unfortunately, the only option, it seems very well protected by the other creatures. You can move through them as difficult terrain, but there's no area to gain that extra amplified traction that you're looking for.
I just wanted to be able to see down there. Okay, Gabriel screams, "Fuck!" and jumps and
bonus action scream fuck. Got it.
and swings his sword down at the boss.
Go right ahead.
So that would be one-handed.
18 hits.
Nice.
For 8 slashing. Now, as you bring this blade down towards this creature, you feel an invigoration in your body, a calling from something deep within you that beckons you to slay this being and to destroy it. And the creature definitely did not like that attack.
You don't get along.
However, I believe that is your turn.
Yep. And
Alrighty.
my shield of faith probably isn't up still, right?
It's been longer than 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
N, it is now your turn. Wherever
Alright.
you are, where are you?
I am behind the brazier over here.
I don't see. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
you were
like-
underneath Solaris. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Is
Hide.
so where I'm at, will I have any sort of added difficulty to a ranged attack?
No. The
Okay.
brazier is not that big. It's a total of about 4.5 feet in its girth and height. So
Okay.
you can easily like stand above it and attack.
Okay, so that's what I'll do. And other than cantrips, no one's seen In actually cast a spell before. So this will be the first. In is going to use Chaos Bolt against
Ooh.
the main demon creature.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So that's a 21 to hit.
Yeah, I think Chaos Bolt hits.
Okay.
So, this is the fun part of it.
Right, and it doesn't. It's not showing me the two different. Oh, actually, that's because I have to hit.
Click the word Chaos Bolt inside of the chat.
Okay. All right, level 1.
Already. So you got
that's
acid and lightning.
lightning, absolutely.
Already.
So, In holds out their hand, and from the bracelet, the stone of the bracelet on that hand, there's like a of like arcing electricity over it that travels up their arm and then down over their entire body. And the eyes, which are cat-like, to begin with, just narrow to a very thin pupil as In begins to speak in Infernal, and an arc of lightning shoots out and hits the creature in the center.
Now, as you speak out those infernal words, you watch as the creature turns to you and snarls in your direction. Roll me a religion check, En. It's no secret that devils and demons hate each other.
It is to me.
Alrighty. You shoot out that electric bolts that cascades across the creature's body, but you watch as the tendrils kind of anchor it to the ground, and the lightning that cascades around it just filters through the body into the ground instead, and it seems completely unbothered by the attack. It is immune to lightning damage.
Ugh.
However, the creature is definitely looking between you, Gabriel, and Kothar, more pointedly than anybody else.
Oh, great. So then In's gonna hop down off the brazier and use it as cover.
Alrighty, cover is good. Now, the creature before you turns, looks at you, Kothar, but its attention drifts over towards Gabriel, who has been more of a nuisance to it. You hurt him more. And it's going to unleash its claw attack against you. Does a 10 hit, Gabriel?
No, Gabriel blocks it with his shield.
Already. As it goes swiping outwards towards you, you bring your shield up, making it have a solid purchase to aim against, and then dodge underneath, realizing it's partly incorporeal form, being able to move through most solid objects. However, that was its turn. Wolverine, you are being swarmed by these manes that all seem to be hungrily staring down at your wolf-like form, and this other creature is attacking relentlessly against your allies. What are you doing?
I will lunge at the giant glob creature that's like to the left. Well, it's towards the top of the screen, and I'll bite at its knee.
Go for it. Bite it. Oh, 21 hits. As you bite into its leg, you see a small noxious cloud just emanate out of it, and you stave off your nose, realizing what that smell you've been smelling this whole time down here is. Must be some type of thing connected with this. Go ahead, roll your 2d4 plus 2, and it has to make a strength save, which it failed. 6. As you bite into the knee, you kind of find a soft section of it and chomp all the way through, watching the creature's leg snap off completely as it falls onto the ground, barely still alive. Is that your turn?
Can I? Well, if I move more than 5 feet away, I'm gonna get attacked, right?
Yep, and you're currently in attack range of 3 of these entities.
I guess I'll just stay there.
Alrighty. Kothar. Oh, wait. I think his internet died.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I got this. Kothar, smash. That kind of... He already used his breath weapon down here, didn't he? Yes, he did. Alright, he's in his rage form. He doesn't have any other special abilities yet. Instead, he's going to Great Axe with advantage. 22 hits for a total of 8 against this entity. Cutting into it, trying to find that solid purchase, he just unleashes a torrent of slashes with that Great Axe. Unfortunately, though, the creature just has an innate ability to suppress the attacks of mundane weapons. Solaris.
Noticing that my firebolts aren't going to do much against this creature, hoping that the mains may not have that resistance, I fire at this one.
Okay. Go ahead and aim and fire. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, that is 7 points of fire damage.
Alrighty. It does seem to resist the damage a little bit, but it's far less sturdy as the other creature, as that one attack already leaves it bloodied. Wait. Yep, it is bloodied.
I do not believe I have the bonus actions, so that is my turn.
Alrighty. Cloud's turn. Cloud gets another arrow, turns over, and shoots again. Advantage because stealthing. Dirty 20 hits. Ooh, bad damage dice. Not bad damage dice. 11 points with the sneak attack. As it goes sinking into the shoulder, it kind of like congeals through it and then passes through on the other side, slowing very slightly. And then Cloud is going to bonus action hide.
Sorry, everybody.
It's no problem. I took your turn for you. You hit it. It hurt a little bit.
I'm still trying to connect my computer.
It's no worse. Now it is the mains that are going to be going. The first main is going to attack you, Gabriel. A 7 does not hit you. The second main is going to attack you, Wolverine. A 18 will hit you, though, as the creature strikes out against you with surprisingly sharpened fingers that gash out at you, and you suffer 5 slashing damage. Be sure to take that off of the wolf's hit points, not your own.
Okay.
Now the last one.
Sorry, is that the green or the blue circle?
The green one on this token. Yeah, green one. Now the other one is going to shamble to its side a little bit, leaning forward and attacking out at you like that. That is going to be a 14 to hit. I believe that hits the wolf.
Yep.
And you suffer another 5 slashing damage. I believe that puts you to 1 hit point as the wolf, right?
Yeah, it does.
Alrighty. The wolf's state and form seems to be weakening around you, and you're almost forced out of it again. However, you're barely holding on still. Gabriel, your turn.
Gable's holding off that mane to his side with his shield, and when he pushes it back long enough to strike at the main guy.
Go right ahead. 20 will hit.
Nice.
Ooh.
10.
Another solid slash. This time, you feeling that same presence inside of you, invigorating you to attack against this creature. However, its call is less potent against you the second time, and the creature seems to be able to resist your attack again. Is that your turn?
Yeah, I go back to watching the main while holding off the. Yeah.
The bad guy is officially hurt. N.
Okay, so with the fading lightning around them, they're gonna pop up again and be like, let's try this one more time, and go for Chaos Bolt again.
Go for it. 15 will hit.
Okay. With a 3 and a 4.
Which I believe 3.
Which
Nope,
I've
that's
got
which
fire or force. I'm gonna go with fire.
You've seen what fire does against the creature already.
Okay, and did it
It
resist?
resisted the fire. It was straight up immune to lightning, but it resisted the fire.
Force.
Yeah, so we're gonna go with force.
Okay.
Force, Luke.
Just because the rounds take a little longer and this is the first big combat of the game, I don't mind giving that little assistant in that nature.
Okay.
Alrighty, so that is going to be 7 points of force damage against the creature. Wait, you didn't roll that extra d6.
I did not.
Roll that extra d6. 13 points of force damage as your attack strikes out against this creature, and you kind of distort reality around it, focusing on the aspects of the heaviness of the air to encompass and explode against it, pushing it back slightly. It seems very bothered by that attack. It did not like that one bit. That's 20.
So then I just will like laugh and curse at it in Infernal.
So, listening to your curse, Gabriel, Kothar, and Wolrin all take your attacks of opportunity as it leaps past each of you.
Oh shit!
Sure, I can't currently roll anything.
Okay, I gotcha. Sorry. I got very excited because the
Thank you.
paladin just crit. Alrighty. That is going to be Great Axe.
Yep.
Hit. And Wolverine, go ahead, take your attack of opportunity as well. That is going to 7 misses, unfortunately. However, Gabriel, your 10 points of slashing damage halved down to 5.
Oh, why does it happen?
You put slash R, but you didn't hit anyways. 7 does not hit it.
Okay, fine.
And then 14 from you, Kothar, halved down to 7. The creature comes flying over. Solaris instinctually nopes the fuck out of the cover, leaving you perfectly revealed. And the creature unleashes its attack against you instead.
Reaction shield.
Only take that reaction after I say the number.
That's right.
Yep.
That's true.
Because it's to hit is 21.
Okay. Yeah, it's not gonna help. So.
You suffer 10 points of psychic damage as the hand rears through your body and strikes across your mind, ripping some of the sanity out of you.
And in is down.
And it spits back out in abyssal. Tedious creatures. Nitotai. And then it seems to remember everybody else and turns back and goes, oh, my apologies. Floats over to this area. Wolrin, your turn.
Okay. Is the one that I bit in the knee, is that one still on the ground?
Kind of. It's like leaning forward against it because I say you ripped its freaking knee off. It's not considered prone. However, yeah. The other guy, he's bloodied right now.
Okay. Can I lunge at the bloody one and go for his knee too?
Go for it. That'll be the big bad guy right behind you. Go ahead and make your attack. You do have your pack tactics, so 21 will hit. Roll your damage. I'll set up your character sheet a little bit more fluidly after this campaign, or after this session. 9! A solid bite out against it. Let me ask, are your wolf attacks considered magical since you are a druid?
Ugh. Do I look at my character sheet for that?
Yes. Beast shape. Be under your beast shape. You could game sticks to the replacement. Hit points maximum, for example. Doesn't break your concentration on. You retain the benefits. No, they are not magical. Okay, so it is still resistant to your attack.
Okay.
As you bite against its kneecap, not knee, the long tendrils encompassing around it and snapping against it and ripping them off. The creature's form seems to be dissipating slightly, and shadows seem to be leeching off of its wings as it looks around and back at the portal and begins begging, No, not yet. We're so close. Kothar, it is now your turn.
Kothar is going to run after the shadow demon.
Alrighty, he's right beside you.
Okay, yeah. Then he's gonna twirl around and swing at it recklessly.
Reckless attack.
Yeah.
14 just barely hits.
Thank God I reckless.
Kothar, how do you want to do this?
With it grasping out towards the portal, just slice up through the arm, and then bring it back down through like its midsection almost.
Alrighty, so you all watch as Wolfrin grabs against the tendrils around the base of it, ripping the creature down, and the creature, realizing that its essence is being leached back towards that portal, it starts beckoning and begging for its own nature to stay persistent in this place. However, Kothar reaches, grabs the wrist, chopping all the way through it, and ripping the blade up across, watching as the smoky essence of this being is ripped out of existence and filters back over through the sleeping eye. The other creatures, the main's all attention seems to shift and snap in different areas, but then they start reacting much more strangely, much more chaotically than before. Is that your turn, Kothar?
And then he's gonna shout out, somebody get N up. Gabriel.
Solaris, it is now your turn. N is sitting behind the large brazier, looking at them. There are no wounds against their body. It seems to have ripped some type of essence out of N itself. And the forehead is sweating profusely, the body is shaking vigorously, and the head is snapping from side to side angrily. What would you like to do?
Don't worry, I'll get to you. And fires another firebolt, kind of stepping out at which one of these guys is hurt?
These two back here are hurt. This one is untouched.
I'll hit the one that I hit before. This guy.
Go right ahead.
Right. Hit.
That hits.
Right. And that is. Oh.
One resisted down to 1. It shoots against the creature, and you watch as the chaotic snarling and creature just seems to envelop in that fire instead, being hurt by it, but it does not seem to be discouraged from its next actions. Anything else?
As a bonus action, I just yell out, "If anyone has an extra weapon, I know how to fight too," and runs up. Here.
Alrighty. Cloud.
I still have mage armor though.
You do still have your mage armor. Good. Cloud is going to poke their head out and sneak attack again. Wait. Cloud does not have any form of healing at all. Nope. Just making sure. Sneak attack. Advantage because stealth. 18 hits. Focusing on the same one that you just hit, Solaris. Yeah, that creature is completely obliterated. You watch as you kind of like step up there and the arrow shoots through the head, which kind of like pushes against it. And you watch as there's a small explosion of the loosely congealed form of this creature is completely decimated, dropping to the ground. And then Solaris or Cloud is going to move out here. And for their bonus action, instead of stealthing this time, is going to offer you a rapier. Do you wish to take it?
Yes, absolutely.
All right,
Sure.
Go ahead, add that to your character sheet. It's temporary. Cloud is getting it back.
Yep.
And then moves a little bit further away. The mains are going to go. The one main was just destroyed. However, this one is going to unleash its attack against Wolverine. That is going to be an 11 to hit, Wolf.
My blue circle is 13.
Then no, it strikes out against you, but you manage to dodge and twist out of the way of the attack. Kothar, actually, let me see. Kothar, the other one is going to attack you. You did reckless, so it is going to get advantage. Ooh, that's a natural 20. Okay. All right. That'll be 10 points of slashing damage, halved down to 5.
Okay.
I got your character sheet. You're good.
Yep, I'm back on roll 20.
Oh, okay. Cool. Alrighty.
Yep.
You take the attack, and the creature seems to revel in the strike against you and ripping at your blood. Gabriel, it is now your turn. You look back behind you, and you see N lying on the ground behind the large brazier. What would you like to do?
Gable sees N go down, and he calls out, "N!" And he pushes at the main to push it back, and then run back to N.
The main will take its attack of opportunity against you.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a 19 to hit.
Oh, it gets Gabriel on the thigh or something.
Right on the nose?
Yeah, 19, yeah.
5 points of slashing damage as the creature just whips out and slashes against your back, pushing you forward with more momentum. You get over to N.
Gable grunts, but keeps moving. Puts one hand under, puts his sword on the ground next to him, puts one hand under Gable, N's neck, and lays his other hand on their chest, and gives her 5 points of healing.
Already.
4 points of healing.
4 points. And you feel the light glow across you, and while you were down like that, you felt the chaos in your mind brewing and forcing you to think things that you never previously wanted to think about. However, this divine glow and energy seems to pulse through your body and invigorate you. And when you shoot up, you see Gabriel leaning over top of you with new fresh blood dripping down his front from a very fresh wound.
Not the worst place I've woken up next to you.
True.
And it is now your turn.
All right, and kind of like takes a second and uses Gabriel to get up, and is decided to go to the crossbow, aiming for the main next to Kothar.
Alrighty, go right ahead. Aim and shoot. Yeah, that hits.
Right.
3. As you shoot against this creature, you see it push back very slightly, but it does not seem discouraged even in the slightest from attacking.
I'm just kind of like huff and like just try to get like shake it out and shake their head and get their thoughts about them, but they're gonna stay where they are.
Wolverine, it is now your turn.
All right, and that one still kind of leaned forward on the ground right in front.
Yes.
Okay.
And you
I
have
am
pack
gonna-
tactics regardless. Solaris is there.
Oh, okay. So I'll just go for that means throw.
Go for it. Oh, yeah, that hits.
Oh my god.
Six. As you reach your maul out towards this creature, the different beats of its nature dripping out of your mouth already, you snap out against its neck, ripping from side to side, before each of you hear a very loud snap as the neck goes limp and you just toss the creature down to the side, dead. Would you like to move?
Yeah, could I move closer to the one remaining?
Sure. Do you want to be next to Kothar or behind it?
I'll go behind it.
Alrighty. You step on over next behind and trudging through the dead corpses of its quote-unquote brethren. All done?
Yep.
Kothar, it is now your turn. Uh, 15 hits for 7 halved down to 4. The creature's just barely still holding on, but you unleash your attack against it, striking heavily and pushing it back as well. All done?
Solaris, finish it.
Solaris. This is a very beautiful rape. I mean, it's very... Go ahead. What do you like to do?
oh, wait, we're fighting. So I slash out and I attempt to just like slice right through the fleshy neck of the creature.
Go right ahead. You are proficient with this weapon, correct, as an elf?
Yes, sir.
As elves
And I
are
still have my
proficient.
kind of like magical kind of like leather armor that mage armor created. And so I just go and kind of slap out.
11 hits.
So, okay, cool. Yeah, never. I was gonna use my portent if it did not.
I gotcha.
All right, so that is 12.
Alrighty. As you slash out against this creature with a very pristinely cut blade, very well mannered and shaped, you do notice the little bit of twitch in your wrist, just kind of guiding the attack, and you flick upwards, snapping against it, remembering hearing that same twitch last night when you tranced, realizing where it came from. This moment. And the creature falls to the ground, dead.
Kind of like flicks the rapier with the blood off of it. Hands it back to Cloud.
Cloud
Thank you very much.
takes it and starts cleaning the blade. Thank you.
Yeah.
She's it.
Gable gets up and walks over here to see what's down there.
Right. So,
Rowan just vomits.
reasonable response. Do you drop your wolf
Again.
form?
Rowan, do not eat the flesh.
Yeah, I dropped the wolf form.
All right. Rowan producing out of the wolf form, still perfectly fine, despite all of the damage that the wolf took.
Yeah, and
Need to
is
close this.
looking rough.
Yeah.
Like just kind of like limping along, just like dazed and a little confused.
So, you approach closer to the partially open eye. And when you do, you notice that all of the lights in this chamber seems to dim, darken very slightly. Looking through it, the partially open state that it is in, you recognize the same creature you all just killed on the other side. Veiled by this bluish glow, and deep hidden behind it is this black and red, boiling looking tar. You're not sure exactly what nature it is, but it's very disgusting, and it seems very infuriated with each of you. Its voice echoes as if it is bouncing across an impossibly large cavern in order to reach you all. This will not be the downfall of us. We will find our way through.
Gabriel waves over Solaris to the portal, and then he hefts a javelin and throws it at the creature in the other side of the portal.
Right? As your javelin goes shooting towards the portal itself, you watch as there's a slight distortion around it, and the javelin disintegrates into dust before ever even touching the front entrance of it.
Yeah, Solaris, you know what to do with this thing?
Oh, I don't think I've ever dealt with something this intense before, but I can try. Can I discern any possible way, without a dispel magic, to close this portal? Can I look around and see any, like, runes or anything?
Roll me an Arcana check. 11.
Okay, this time I will use one of my portents.
All right. What is the base roll?
The one of them was 14, so I'll use that. And is it 14 plus the modifier, or is it
Yes.
just 14? Okay.
So, a 19 Arcana.
Yes.
A portal like this, dispel magic would be the most effective way of closing it. However, there are other ways. Portals need a point to focus on, an area for it to entice between the two separate realms that they connect to. If you could discern where that point is, you might be able to close it. However, based off of what you heard from the benefactor of this mission, this portal is not something that they were capable of closing permanently. So that idea, although sounds nice, you would need something far more powerful than the Council of Sullum has access to in order to dispel this.
Right. Well, we would need something a lot more, or someone a lot more qualified than me to close this. If we could find a point where this was anchored, it's possible, but very unlikely.
Pretty little elf boy. Always trying to be tricky.
It's not anchored to the ground below it.
No, it seems to just be floating in this location.
Gabriel looks off to Anne, who is hurting. Does anyone here know how to heal?
The creature beyond the veil raises its hand.
I do.
And who has clearly not learned their lesson is just gonna like look over and just do the whole Italian like giving the bird, which is the hand under the chin and like flicking it out,
yep.
and just like keep walking past and like looking for anything of interest that looks like it would connect to the portal.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
Isn't the portal opening because the veil's thin, right?
Yes.
And the veil's kind of like a key part of nature. So, is there anything I can sense related to that?
Interesting question. Roll me a nature check. Actually, this would not be nature. Nature still
Aw.
applies technically. It's a bit of an
Roll something
odd
else.
stance. Oh yeah, Solaris, just turn off your camera. I'm just gonna fix it on myself right now. There we go. Did it. So the number one rule of nature is balance. Everything in life needs to have a balance. When something pushes in one area, it has to be pulling at a different area or pushing back in order to make sure that the balance of nature does not tip in either favor. That is a very common law that gets applied to almost everything that all naturalists aspire towards. Now, Solemn is a unique world. The balance of nature is a fickle one. One that it does not abide by the typical law of only the strong survive. The weak are also assisted in surviving in nature on Solemn. However, the assistance never comes at a free gesture. It always costs something. The nature of this portal is related much the same way as that, you would believe. That in order for this portal to persist, it needs to have a balance. Some other location that would be the counterpart to this.
Counterpart to the portal?
Mm-hmm. If this is a natural creation, of course.
It's the tree. Like, Anne just kind of like rubs their forehead. It's the lights around the tree. It's got to be.
Has anyone offered to up any healing?
I'll be all right until we can figure this out.
Fuck, I'm the only one here that heals.
As of now.
Great. And I can heal with 5. I can heal a little bit more, but
No, save
I
it.
was trying to save it. Yeah. Okay, fine.
So,
Let me know if you need any more healing.
the
Is
creature...
the demon still there, Jiro?
Yeah, it's been watching and listening to you this whole time, past the veil. And it
Kothar's just
smiles...
been staring at it.
It smiles back at you, in the manner of the demons, very flirtatiously. As if it's tempting you, beckoning you to come say hello.
Gable keeps an eye on it and just gives it a wink just to mess with it.
Hi. Are
Hey,
you
what's
trying
up?
to close the portal like the other ones did?
The other ones.
Yes. You.
Sure.
It looks at you, Kothar.
You.
What others?
Oh. What were they? The, short, fat man. The, even shorter, slender creature.
Can Gabriel move a brazier?
You can certainly try. Give me an athletics check.
Yeah, he doesn't know what else to do, so he grabs a blazer and tries throwing it at the portal, and oh my goodness.
Nope, that thing is not moving. That is anchored. It is solid stone. It is chiseled. Nope, that thing is not moving.
Fuck. Okay. Any ideas, people?
portal will close when it's supposed to close. That's the trick of this, isn't it?
Any ideas how to block it until it closes?
There is no blocking it. When did you see them?
When?
These others.
When? It was a moon ago. Or, for me, it was a moon ago. They came through the other side. That's how I knew this one was open. They got the idea of getting this one from this side. Big mistake.
Assuming since they're there, they've fallen.
I wouldn't know. The moment I saw that that end was open, I knew this one was as well. So,
is this not open anymore? If it was, you'd come through.
if I had essence, I'd come through. Ignorant swine.
A shame your essence has been destroyed on this side. But isn't that what we do? Send your shitty selves back?
Well. Sometimes we have little less to send back as well. It's a fun game, don't you think, cat and mouse? It's a fun game.
Indeed.
Being able to switch between cat and mouse. Fun game.
And who is who at this point?
Oh, I think you know.
So I guess you all missed your opportunity to come through?
Not all of us. We still have an anchor.
Yes, but the anchor will weaken, will it not?
It will strengthen us, make deals for us, empower us. I believe in our anchor. He is a great
Sounds
leader
like-
after all.
There we go. Yep. Sound like he was talking about a person there.
Roll insight on that one. N, Gabriel,
Yeah.
and Kothar.
Head's still hurting.
Yes, it is.
16.
20 for Gabriel. The two of you look at each other and realizing the chaotic nature of this creature just seems a bit off. Under its command, those other creatures were much more docile than pure beings of chaos like the Abyss usually are. Which would point to the fact that it's not directly associated with just demonkin, maybe potentially more neutral creatures. And if that's the case, a clearly demon manifested creature that is associated with more neutral creatures, that could mean the other hand as well. That something more lawful might be associated with something more neutral.
We should probably check out this room to the right. Anyone want to stand guard over this portal while we go check?
Oh, please,
stay.
keep me company.
I'll stay.
Thank you. I appreciate the company a lot.
Gabriel is nervous about that, but call out if any trouble whatsoever.
I'll stay as well. I'll message.
Cloud, come on. Why don't you stay ahead and look for traps?
Cloud
And Gable-
continues with you.
And Gable moves over here.
You watch
slowly
as the
listening.
fiendish creature just waves goodbye at each of you as you are walking off.
Yeah,
Bye.
Gable gives the middle finger as he walks past, not looking at.
So, which one are you?
Looks at you, Kothar.
I know each of them have a, what do you call it? A calling, a representation. Curious, which one are you?
It's kind of hard to remember. kind of hard to put my finger on it.
Is your
Say
memory
calling
fickle?
a little bit. I guess that's what time does, huh?
I wouldn't know.
I guess your mind's fixated on only one or two things. You demons are a bit simple.
Mostly. One or two. And time is, well, relative. Or what is a moon for me could be an hour for you.
In just sits down and like pulls out a little bag out of a pocket and like pulls their foot up and starts to like polish off the dirt and stuff from their hooves, just not paying any attention to this thing.
The creature looks down at you and
which of the lords do you call master?
None of them. I am my own.
How do you know?
Sky, I'm gonna keep your video off. Just because it keeps flickering in and out, okay? Alright. There you go.
None? Then you wouldn't have the horns. Are you associated with one of my beings?
Prefer not to associate with anything.
Preferences are nice, but you don't have a choice. Someone, somewhere, made a bad deal. Or a good one. Depends on perspective.
Well, I came out of it, so apparently it was a good deal.
Sure,
So,
sure.
and then just goes back to the hooves, just like that was all that they're gonna give them.
Well, all of you are very boring.
So this couldn't have been the only spot you all decided to come through.
It was the nicest one. The others, well, they're trying. But they're stupid, you see. The other ones don't think like me. They don't think like me.
Seems like you picked the short end of the stick.
On the contrary, I managed to get an anchor. They did not.
So you made a deal with someone.
Maybe.
Is Solaris still here?
Yes.
Like, in the room with us?
Yes.
Solaris. Can I see those items you brought out? That you found when we were coming down here?
Yes, I was actually thinking the same thing. Get my backpack out and take out the, let's see, it was a wand, a ornate necklace, and some kind of shawl from the, what was it called?
Didn't you have that book? The
yeah,
book? Did you grab the book, Solaris?
Yeah, I grabbed the book. I don't even pull that out, though. I just pull out the wand, the ornate necklace, and the shawl.
it looks at the three of them and goes,
You found the ancestor.
The what?
The ancestor. The stupid child. The ambitious brat.
Ah. Curious. What is your name, demon?
Names are curious things, aren't they? Some of them hold more power than others. My name is my own to hold. Nobody else's tongue to manipulate.
Clever thing. And then I kind of just ignore that demon. And Kothar, is there anything specific you wanted to do with these before I identified them?
I was more interested in that book.
The book.
Yeah.
Right. I hesitantly take it out. What do you need it for?
That seems strange. Wasn't that some sort of pact book?
It is quite an interesting thing. I'm trying to still figure out myself. It's a book on necromancy, undeath, pact rituals, other entities.
Could it possibly
but I
have something in here about?
What was that?
Could it possibly have something to do with this?
I think so. Maybe. Give me a minute. And can I start kind of like reading more in depth into the book?
All right.
Seeing if it has anything in common with what we've experienced so far, if it has anything to do with what we're doing.
So, as you open the page, you see a slight flicker of magic above it. There's no words on any of the pages. Completely empty.
Were there words when I first grabbed it?
When you glanced very haphazardly for a moment, you could have sworn you saw some type of script. You couldn't translate it, but you saw script and you didn't focus on it for too long. But now that you begin focusing with intent, there's no words.
Take a look at this. And I show Kothar the empty page.
Interesting.
I assume whoever wrote this was not intending on random adventurers finding it. It's going to probably take a little bit more than what I have available at the moment to read this.
Ah, you elves, all the same, all the same. Always thinking of trying the different magics. Why don't you ask it what it says?
Solaris, could I see the book a second?
Hold on. Ask. What do you mean?
You simply ask. It's much nicer, less intrusive than using magic. You ask permission to read it.
I don't
Solaris,
like it.
be careful. Do not trust this thing.
Ask it.
I take out the shawl and I just kind of wrap the book in it while still looking at the demon. Just kind of like put it back into the backpack. And I say, I think that there is a better time and place.
What better place? I think this is a lovely place. You've stumbled upon.
Solaris, it could just be a useless book, and do you really want to carry all that dead weight? I say we just toss it into the brazier.
I think that it could have potential in helping us understand what we're experiencing.
But there's nothing on it. Wouldn't just destroying it be the better thing? And I stare at see if there's any reaction from the demon.
Roll insight.
I'm going to use my advantage on this one, my last one.
Okay.
14.
Does not seem to react.
Okay.
It's a very fickle creature, very difficult to discern to begin with, so it's hard to tell things about it, but it didn't seem to react.
Gotcha.
Solaris,
Yes.
did you conduct detect magic on that book earlier?
I don't believe so. I think we just wanted to continue moving.
Should we try doing that? I can do it too. I mean, it's up to you, but I wonder if we might find something.
Yes, I will do that. Because you would use a spell slot, right? Just talking player terms.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Well, I can do it if you just give me 10 minutes or so. I can do a little ritual. And I place all 4 objects on the ground: the
Mhm.
book, the shawl, the wand, and the necklace. And then Solaris starts to, with his chalk, kind of just like draw runes around and begin his detect magic ritual on the items.
Alrighty. So, while you're doing that, we're going to go jump over to Gabriel and Cloud.
Alrighty.
Now, Gabriel, go ahead and enter into that room.
Okay.
As-
He's letting Cloud look out for traps.
Yep, Cloud is keeping their eye out for traps.
And and I'm listening for any creatures moving around.
Roll a perception check.
Perception. Oh.
You still hear the thudding of your heart in your chest from all of the excitement of today. Now, you look around yourself, and inside of this room, the smell of decay is much more fragrant in here. You see dried on blood splatters all across the floors, as if this was an area to handle dead bodies or carcasses. On the table, there's a large hook sickle, a large hammer with 2 chisels that would be made for different purposes of people who need to open up the dead.
Gabriel uses the divine sense.
Nothing down here. However, you do notice a torch on the far right of this chamber. The torch is burnt almost completely down.
He searches the room clockwise. So goes over here.
So, as you walk
Cloud.
down these stairs, only about 10 feet deeper, you notice that there's another one of these tables set up further along the way. There appears to be charred remains up there. And, excuse me, not charred remains. Based on the other descriptions, that would be misleading if I said that. Ignore that. Charred objects up there, as well as 6 holding cells. Inside of the holding cells, there appears to be charred remains. And you smell the fresh embers in this location.
With Cloud searching for traps, he checks the rooms clockwise, goes everything methodically.
Alrighty. Roll your investigation. Cloud is going to assist you.
Investigation.
Yes. You are not intimidating facts out of the room. 19. Though you can certainly try.
Tell me your secrets.
Already. So you start looking at some of the charred remains, and when you approach closer towards them, you start looking at the makeshift and manner of these creatures. Something's a little wrong about them. Femurs are larger than other aspects of the body, reasonably. Limbs are off-center and off-kilter from each other, as if there was a deformity, but even the coloration to the bones that are in here seem different than each other. And as you continue through, you make it over to the table, where you notice that the charred objects up here appear to be tools and paper, as if somebody burnt away evidence that they had.
I look at the paper, see if I can make anything out on them, or if they're completely...
They are mostly destroyed. However, after pushing away some of the soot from the table itself and pushing around as well, you find something. It's a mentioning of a temple hidden deep within a water. A large body of water.
Are the tools of anything of note?
Other than the metal aspects of them, it appears to be more of those tools that you saw up on the previous tables, just more fine in nature. The wooden handles have been all but destroyed from each of them, thanks to the fire that happened down here.
Yeah, I look around clockwise, see if there's anything else of interest, and
Now,
go back over here.
As you were looking around this room, scouring each and every aspect, taking the time, I'm going to say this is going to encompass a short rest, his investigation, and Solaris' detect magic and identify. Does that sound okay to all of you?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Gabriel, you get closer to the brazier, and as you are passing by, you see the slight reflection of something inside of the fire.
I see if I can knock it out with the tip of my sword.
You flick your sword in there and just start scouring and tossing these small gems out of it. Apparently somebody had thrown these gems in here to either try to hide them. Wow, that was a really good hit die. Or to destroy
Not
them.
so good.
Not so good.
Hey, I'm 1 point away from full health, so
You're
sick.
still at could be one-shotted.
that's me at all times.
Yeah.
Do I notice anything strange about the gems?
Roll me
or
2d6.
Oh. Let's see. 2d6.
Alrighty. You find 3 emeralds, valued at 25 GP each, 2 rubies, valued at 35 GP each, as well as a small vial with these red-looking gems floating inside of it. The liquid inside seems to be a very thick but crystalline, clear liquid. But you do see the red 4-pointed side objects inside.
So 3 emeralds. What was the second one?
2 rubies, 35 GP each. And then this vial that had those objects inside of it.
A vial with a clear liquid with red gems flowing around.
Yep, 4-pointed side gems. They don't exactly look like rubies. You're not sure what they are. You're not exactly somebody keen to these aspects of living.
What were the emeralds? How much were they again?
The emeralds are 25 each. The rubies are 35 each.
Okay. I hold on to them all, planning on showing them to Solaris, see if he knows what the potion is, and what might if gems might have any spells or anything. And he keeps looking around.
So, Solaris,
Yes.
the 3 objects before you. First off, the book. It is magical. Conjuration. Magic inside of it. As well as illusionary. Magic inside of it. As well as necromancy inside of it. As well as evocation. It's relative to a spell book, but it's different somehow. Not like any spell book that you've ever studied or looked at in all of your many vast years. The shawl is abjuration magic.
Ooh.
And what was the third object again? The scroll?
Wand.
The wand.
Wand and a
It's
necklace.
also an old necklace. There's 4.
The necklace is not magical, it's just pretty inexpensive.
Gotcha.
Wand. Would you like to roll me a d20, please, Solaris? Find which wand you are finding. What'd you get?
16.
All right, not bad. Do. This wand seems to have conjuration magic associated with it.
Okay. And then
Not terribly powerful, but it's there.
Okay. And then I also, in the short rest, can I also do identify?
Absolutely. Do you want me to whisper it to you or say it publicly for everybody to hear?
I love whispers, so no.
All right. Wow, I completely forgot how to spell shawl.
Hawl, I think. Or is it AUL? Shit.
SHAWL.
Okay.
Thank
You'll
you.
figure out what it is either way.
Yeah, no, like my brain completely shut off on that one. I apologize. There you go, Solaris. The shawl is a once every day at dawn. The
Okay.
wand you can look up in the compendium.
Yep.
I think you know what the book is. And the
Yep.
necklace is me being an asshole.
All right. Thank you very much.
Being a merchant's child, would I have a rough estimate on what that necklace is worth?
Ooh, roll me an appraisal check. This is going to be intelligence plus proficiency, since you're writing it in that you have the ability to praise things.
Okay, so intelligence plus.
Proficiency.
Okay. So 10.
10. You would estimate that this necklace is expensive.
Okay.
You know the proper people that would know how expensive it would be, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know who to take it to get a fair price.
Dad.
Dad, sell this, please.
Dad!
Did you say that Gabriel and the others have returned?
I'd say around the time that you all are finishing your short rest, they are finishing up their scouring of everything. It's more consistent with what I described to the two of you. Well, to the one of you and Cloud. So
There's no. I was thinking. There's no.
there's a
this-
door.
Yeah.
However, the door leads up into the mansion above.
Oh.
Yeah. This is just an exit that you have
So,
discovered.
yeah, there's nothing interesting. Then Gable returns, and does he see that?
Oh, as a point of order, Gabriel, I apologize. That torch, 10 minutes into your investigating, snuffs out. It's burnt all the way down.
What torch?
The one torch I said was ensconced on the wall.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Does he see that identified objects was invoked?
Quite possibly. Yeah, you would see that Solaris is like looking at them and like investigating much more nicely, and probably is holding the necklace now, like trying to evaluate its expensiveness.
What did you find about the objects?
Well, this is a book of ancient secrets. more for, to call them warlocks, people who make pacts, deals with otherworldly entities.
And just starts laughing.
Those idiots.
But do I remember from last session you said something about if I'm a higher level or something and I spend time with it, I can do the animate dead or something like that?
Inside of this book, out of character, I told you that if you start spending time with the book and you reach a high enough level, you might be able to learn animate dead from it.
Okay, gotcha. And then this is a wand of conducting. I'll basically, out of character, while holding it, you can use an action to expend one of its charges and create orchestral music by waving it around. Music can be heard out to a range of 60 feet and ends when you stop waving the wand. The wand regains all expended charges daily at dawn. Spend/charge, roll a d20, and on a 1, a tuba sound plays as the wand crumbles to dust and is destroyed.
Womp womp.
So, if we ever want to put on a show, this would be very nice. This necklace is very expensive, not magical, and the shawl I am still kind of examining. Non-detection. Is that a homebrew thing, or
It is a homebrew thing.
Okay.
Just for the heck of it, can Gabriel roll insight? Make sure he believes him.
Sure, this is a new person. Why the hell would you trust a new person? Oh, fuck. Solaris, roll your deception.
But I'm not trying to deceive.
You know what it is, though. You know what it does. You identified it.
Oh, that was more of like flavor dialogue because I was still reading it.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry. Gabriel, he's not bullshitting you. He's just, taking his time reading all that thing does. It's a good shawl.
Can you...
So it's a shawl of non-detection. Could probably be very helpful for our friend Cloud here.
Cloud's currently picking their nails with their dagger.
I'm assuming it's just that you just cast the non-detection once.
Each day at dawn, non-detection is cast upon you. So you have 8 hours from dawn of non-detection.
Oh, okay.
What does that mean?
The spell non-detection. So you cannot be magically divined while under non-detection.
Okay, cool.
So here's everything that you would know, Solaris. For the duration, you hide a target that you touch from divination magic. The target can be a willing creature or a place or an object no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. The target can't be targeted by any divination magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors. That is if you had the non-detection spell. This can only be cast on the person attuned to it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, then knowing that, I actually take back what I said. I do a lot of divination magic, and that can draw a lot of eyes to you as well. So it's up to you, but I would like to put my vote in for keeping the shawl, but the rest you all can take. But
well, first, can you see if you detect any things with these? And Gabriel shows them the liquid and the gems.
The mundane gems, there's nothing magical about it. However, Solaris, because of your concentration in divination magic, you know what these other little tiny red 4-pointed objects are. For the sake of hilarity, it looks like a D4.
Oh.
These are probability stones. One-time use each stone. When you make an ability check or a saving throw, you're allowed to squeeze the probability stone and entice it with that ability that you are doing, adding a d4 to the roll. Once you have done this, the stone becomes a mundane gem, valued at 5 GP.
Do you do that after you've rolled, or you gotta decide before you roll?
You decide before you roll. So you use it on something that you want to invigorate. As a divination specialist, this is something that they more commonly create for people who concentrate in their schools of divination.
It could be useful for all of us as well.
If no one has objections, I'll hold on to them now, and let me know if you want to use them. How many gems are there?
3.
3.
Does anyone have an objection to me wearing this shawl?
I don't. It makes sense to me.
Cloud says, I'll let you know in a couple of days.
Okay.
When the player is here.
Yeah. Just think on it, Cloud. It's all right.
Do you attune to it?
Yeah. Do I need to attune to it?
Yes, you do.
All right. And I guess I just spend the rest doing that.
Well, and if anyone has no objection, I
Doesn't take-
actually have a deep and abiding interest in that wand.
All right. It's yours.
Thank you.
All right. No attunement required.
Okay.
Kothar, I have been pondering your proposal to burn this book.
Well, I don't even know what kind of book it is. I just thought it might have been a deal kind of book.
Yes. You're right. It could have something to do with these entities. However, I'm under the assumption that they are going to get through these portals, and that these portals are going to be here whether the book is or not. So, I suggest that we wrap the book up so that it cannot do anything. See if it has eyes. And then explore it deeper at a later date.
Is there any more deeper to explore?
Yes, actually. There is some type of either illusion magic or other protective magic that is keeping me from reading its contents, and I show him the blank pages. There was text on this before, not anymore.
Oh, I thought you meant the room.
Oh, no.
Jiro, what's been going on with the portal?
This entire time, the
Because
portal...
Kothar's been sitting across, just during the short rest, just cleaning and watching
The entire time, that same entity is watching you, and you have noticed that several other creatures have moved in beside it to watch all of you as well. However, the portal does not seem to shift any further than its current gap that it is open. Every now and again, you do watch that they bring a small creature, relative to the mains that you all saw, but much smaller. But when they try pushing them forward through the portal, the main kind of expands and explodes, much like the javelin did.
They missed their window.
You hear the
We were
chuckle
sent
of
to-
several of those creatures behind you.
So we just came here to make sure they didn't come through. We weren't supposed to close it.
And I don't know how we would close it. Gabriel also tells everyone about the paper he found and what exactly where he found the gems and everything.
You found what?
There's that burned paper that said something. I do not take notes, and
Do you have the paper on you?
Sure, and I show it to him.
All right. It's very, very crumbly and very sensitive right now, but as you move that one section over, Kothar, can you read Abyssal?
No.
Okay. It's gibberish.
I can tell you that without even looking.
Yeah, it's gibberish.
Gabriel reads it to him.
All right. and it is a temple hidden in a large body of water, as it translates to common.
Huh.
So you say that
So-
out loud, and you notice a few of the creatures look over at you, and then they start whispering to themselves, and a few of them fly away.
Shouldn't have said that out loud.
I suggest that we leave this room a little more prying eyes than I'm comfortable with.
Why?
Agreed.
We're having such a good conversation. Let's keep talking.
I don't think so. And In just narrows their eyes and is attempting to just like shut it up.
Intimidate. For lulz, try to intimidate. So as you do that, you have a very infernal seeding inside of you that bellows out of you as kind of like a secondary voice you weren't expecting, even from yourself. And some of the smaller ones get the fuck out of there. But that one who's been there the whole time just smiles at you.
And In grins, like in that intimidation, and normally when they talk, like it's not visible, but there's sharpened canines that just kind of become a little bit more visible on that glare as they start to walk away.
A vampire tiefling. Great.
Yeah,
Just more of like a
Hey, I'll allow it.
yeah. Gable kind of leads her back the way that everyone came.
Gabriel, did
So out of game. So we found what we were supposed to find.
You found the portal, and he asked you to watch it to make sure nothing comes out.
okay.
And to keep watching it.
Yes, to make sure nothing comes out. During
Gabriel-
the peak when the veil is its thinnest.
And we've been here for
You've been on this journey for about 4 hours of the 5 hours. So there's only one more hour.
Kothar will mention that we should wait.
Yeah,
longer.
quite true. Probably an hour or two more. Just let's not tell these things any more than I've already have. And
It's
Gable goes up against the wall, leans against the wall, sits against the wall, and does a short rest.
Solars, do you still have that book out, or did you wrap it up and put it away?
I wrapped it. Do you need to see it?
Well, I'm just wondering, it's kind of random, but when there are books of poems and people always scrawl something in the front and sometimes put their name or show who it's dedicated to. Is there anything in that book about that?
Did I see anything like that when I was reading or identifying the book?
Like on the front cover, is there anything in there?
Solaris, there is no discernible script any longer.
Okay.
However, what is your charisma score?
My charisma is 15.
As you are looking at it and trying to examine it in this manner, you do feel a presence pushing into your mind, wanting you to accept it.
I accept.
Alrighty. You feel the presence prying in.
Who is this?
A friend? Someone who can be a better friend.
Better friend than whom?
Better friend than we currently are. Why not be better friends, if we can?
Yes, and what would you want?
Knowledge, mostly. Isn't that
Is
what
this
you
all
seek as well?
Is this all happening telepathically?
It is.
Yes, I do seek knowledge.
What better tome to read from than this book? Think of all the secrets nobody has ever had, but you will.
It does make me curious, but at what cost?
Information.
Oh,
Yes. I wish to know things. I don't know everything. I know lots of things.
All right.
Gabriel's
Say I
being a Chad right now, just ham push-ups.
A Chad?
Total Chad move.
What's a Chad?
It's a meme way of saying a dude bro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're a dude
You know,
bro.
bro tank.
Yeah.
Bro says bro a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. For once, the barbarian is not the Chad.
It's the paladin, yeah. So, Anne is will use a charge of the wand, and it's just like humming to themselves, like getting the song together and thinking about things that way.
Alrighty. You all hear a loud orchestra emanating all around you as N is just twirling the wand back and forth.
How loud is this in
Oh,
this
it
tiny
echoes.
ass
It
underground
echoes
chamber?
everywhere.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
And just kind of like stops, like, oh shit, sorry.
And while we think, it looks like we've discovered everything, it'd probably be best not to make quite so much noise.
I did not realize it was going to be quite this loud. But that's like my life, isn't it?
It was quite good.
I'm sure it'll be a hit at the back of the bar.
I like that idea.
But anyway, Solaris.
Yes.
Come on now. I give you access to my book. And you give me information.
All you need is information.
Whatever you can find. Of course, the more you find, the more I give. And the more you can read.
Against my better judgment, you've enticed me.
Good.
Out of character, Solaris. Multi-class?
Possibly.
Hey.
All right.
What'd you say?
Oh, nothing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The voice just cascades off, but you still hear the silent echoes of it in the back of your mind. Now, as you are all sitting down here, waiting patiently, staring at this portal, noticing several other larger creatures stepping into this place, you notice more and more of these large, horrific beings emanating. Some of them looking like mounds of flesh molded together very crassly. Others are large, whip-enticed entities that have change dripping off every asset of their body. All of them more horrific than the last as you peer through this portal of one of the outer planes outside of the reach of yours. And over the next hour, more and more approach. All of them waiting outside the portal, just on the cusp. But after that last hour, you all watch as a tiny borealis light stretches down towards the portal. And as that slightly open gap is hit by it, it goes back towards the closed, sleeping state. The very last thing you see is that same demon staring out at each of you, just waving goodbye. Instantly, every single one of these brazzers turn off.
I take out a copper piece and cast light on it.
Before you do that, Solaris,
Okay.
in the dim nature of the darkness inside of here, you notice the runic glow that none of you saw previously around that top standing pedestal, written in that same very old elven script. Does anyone here speak Sylvan?
I don't think anyone does.
Alrighty. Well then.
Unless Cloud possibly does, I'm not sure.
I'm kicking myself right now because like I almost picked Sylvan.
Oh, don't worry. Throughout my games, all the languages will be relevant in some amount, except Gnomish.
Can anyone jot these runes down that we can show someone up above?
In the pitch darkness, they just glow. They don't seem to be fading, they just persist. Yeah, Cloud does not have access to that language, but anybody who can read Elvish is more than welcome to roll a investigation.
So many people. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's the person with the +0.
I'll just close my eyes and go to sleep.
Alright. It's a nice glow. It's a holy glow. That much Gabriel and Solaris can figure out. It is a divine glow. Rowan and N, you both realize that the nature of the divinity is not one of necessarily celestial make, but older, less refined, but still holy and divine nonetheless. The two of you realize that the script is written as a lullaby. No sin, Sylvan. Close though. It speaks of the eye that wishes to wander the lands, but should remain closed until the end. This eye needs to lie on this pedestal for fear of its dreams coming to the face of this world.
The eye's the portal and it has to stay closed or else those demons will come through. That's my interpretation.
Seems
And
reasonable.
What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. It's not. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know about any of this. This is not what my life has been up until this point. But if there is an ancient prophecy about this place, about the dreams that are coming through this eye and the end of, I can only suspect, the world, I can't let that just sit.
We need to, on top of reporting to our benefactor, we need to find a way to keep this closed and find out if there are any other points in the year that the same kind of thing happens, where the energies are weak. Because they were waiting for something, obviously. And they're gonna come through again.
I hate spooky shit, and this is some spooky shit.
Cable just takes a swig of the whiskey got up above, and
I don't think it's anything so literal, but it is dangerous. We saw that firsthand. What could have come through. It may just be speaking of the portal itself. But Gabriel, you brought up that water temple. something deep beneath the sea. It sounds. I feel like I've heard of that place before. I need to. I need to speak to someone.
Kothar, roll
Yeah.
me a history, please, with advantage.
I cast guidance.
Sure. If you see him having trouble thinking about something, go for it.
Think, think, think.
Roll that d4,
Sure.
Kothar.
Roll 1d4. Hey, 17.
Inside of your memory, two large bodies of water appear. One with an ancient primordial whale that sleeps at the bottom, guarding some type of pedestal out of reach of everyone else. Drains from this body of water stretch all across Solemn, all the way to the edges of its landscape, draining into the ocean themselves. There's another body of water, shaped after the whale. This one has many different cultures, many different creatures that live underneath its surface, hidden away from all of civilization, as well as an image of you and some familiar people kneeling before a large blue-skinned, gill-having individual with tiny shells being placed around your necks, ornately and beautifully.
Is there still a large body of water that can't think of its name. It runs off into all the major areas. It's huge, actually.
Anybody
big
from
lake.
Claimstead, roll me a nature. Throw in advantage. Okay.
Instead is with Umbridge, right?
Yes, it is.
And that was in nature?
Yes.
There's another one that looks like a whale.
Right, that'll be the two of you. 14's not
remember.
bad. 14's actually the DC. So, N and Rowan. One second. Both of you immediately recognize the description that he's giving to you. Those would be the current lakes. One of them is the current course, and the other one is the current drain. The northern one is the course, the southern one is the drain. They are the two largest bodies of water on all of Solemn. They are inside of the territory of Claimstead, however, they are far outside of the reaches of most civilization here. There are a few towns within 10 miles of the...
Yes, let's
Garvin.
talk and try and get any information that we can on this.
I think it'd be good to check on the town as well.
Yes.
Certainly, and there's some equipment that, if we're going to be traveling that far, I'll need to pick up.
Yes. Sounds good.
What are we thinking that there's a temple in the lake?
Yes,
Yeah.
Gabriel said he saw something.
Something that is important for this situation.
A temple deep beneath the lake is what he read on that script. It could be something relative to this. Another pillar, maybe, similar to this pillar here.
A place of power. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Can we ask? Is the demon still there, DM?
No, the veil has shut, and
Oh,
the
okay.
The large braziers have completely dulled, which is how you can see the glow across the podium.
I would kind of like to get out of this.
Yes.
I've been underground for long enough now. I'd kind of like to go back up top.
Yes, I've had quite enough myself.
I was just starting to enjoy the fresh air.
And we might want to keep an eye out. It's been over an hour, and that ogre would certainly be returning with a vengeance.
Oh yes, Solaris, your friend may come back.
Yes, I was counting on that. Well, let's cheat.
Guess we'll...
Abel pushes himself up and says, "Let's go."
So, as you all, are you going back the way you came, or are you exiting out the area Gabriel found?
Oh, does the chamber continue, Gabriel?
Upstairs.
Yes, I think it only goes back up to the house, but let's go take that path.
Seems easier.
That makes it shorter.
So, climbing these stairs, you make it over into a false wall, which once you push upon it, you kind of feel a latch give that pushes open as you are all standing inside of a very old, very, very dirty coat closet. Stepping inside, you all look around. You're all really crunched in, so you send, I assume, Cloud first to check the room to make sure it's not trapped, as you keep doing. The room does not appear to be trapped. They open the door with ease. It was not locked. And you hear the loud, echoing footsteps of the very robust orc inside of here. Cloud looks at each of you and goes, why don't we just ignore that? Someone else's problem?
Seems reasonable.
All right, good.
All right. So we're in a different place, or
It is the same house, but you're in the main foyer, which you can easily navigate over to the front doors, which are currently locked, but each of you can easily unlock it with the help of Cloud and press outside. Stepping into the cold winter landscape, you look above you where the Borealis is still shining brightly, beautifully echoing across the sky in a fantastical display of both magic and worldly science. As each of you look up, a couple of you, this is your first time ever seeing it, let alone seeing it when the lighting of the realm is not littered with the lights of a town around you, and many people joyously lighting their candles and lighting their fires to stay warm despite the cold. It is a beautiful display shifting between green, blues, and yellows, all of them fading and glowing openly in the sky above. Now, you push through this evening, and over the next hour, watch as the Borealis grows more brightly, as it does until dawn. Stepping back into the small town of Umbridge, watching as people fill the streets with joyous laughter and loud, emanating celebration. It's amazing to think that all of these people were so close to potential death, despite the fact of how joyous they are all acting, and how much fun they seem to be emanating with. As you all step through, a few people approach closer towards your group, looking for celebration and maybe a few other things with the people at their disposal, but seeing the scarred nature that each of you have, you seem to get a wider berth from the crowd. Stepping through, you make it back to Luke's Tavern very easily, listening to the celebration of everybody, and stepping inside. You see the same individual, Drow, sitting at the table, who looks up at each of you and gives a little smile. I believe we have much to discuss then. And this is where we're going to end tonight's session. Players, don't worry. I'm going to help you all hit your level 3.
Yay.
Now, everybody out there watching, thank you so much. Sorry the stream died halfway through at some point, or really like 8 minutes ago. Sorry about that. Apparently something happened with my network. I don't know, but we're going to call it here, and now we're just going to go off stream, and I'm going to help everybody level, because level 3 is super important to a lot of people. So, players, thank you for watching. Viewers, thank you for viewing, and I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Goodbye.